Hello students, I am ready with my next video again. This time I am making a video on English subject for class 10. Class 10. This is especially for Karnataka State English medium students. In Karnataka State syllabus, English medium students, they have a poem in their first language English subject, and the name of the poem is The Temple and the Body. The Temple and the Body. It's a vachana. Vachana, as you know, vachana are important, very important literature of Kannada. Especially it is related to a movement called Veera Saivism, and a very important and very popular personality behind these vachanas behind this movement is Basavanna. Basavanna was a social reformer. Social reformer means the one who fights against injustice in the society and brings changes in the society for the betterment of the society. Such person is called social reformer. Social reformer is a person who fights for injustice and the problems and the wrong things in the society and brings changes for the betterment, for the equality of all people in the society. So Basavanna was a social reformer who lived in 12th century from 1106 to 1167 or 68. He was a social reformer, as I have told you already. His vachanas originally written in Kannada are very important and are very good for studies, and his vachanas affect on the spirit on the soul of a person. If you read his vachanas deeply, his vachanas directly affect the soul of a person, the spirit of a person. That is why his vachanas are called spiritual. His vachanas are, this is also a spiritual poem. Why is it called a spiritual poem? How it is a spiritual poem, that we will come to know when I will explain the poem. But initially I am giving you the note on the author, Basavanna, as I told you. And The Temple and the Body is translated in English. It is translated in English by A.K. Ramanujam. A.K. Ramanujam. He translated this vachana. He translated this vachana from Kannada, originally written in Kannada by Basavanna. It was translated in English by A.K. Ramanujam. I write down A.K. Ramanujam. Translated it from Kannada to English, and we have it. This is poem number 3 in our syllabus, English first language in Karnataka State for 10th standard. Now the poem is, first I read out the poem once, I recite the poem once, then I will explain. And it says, the rich will make temples for Shiva. What shall I, a poor man, do? My legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head a cupola of gold. Listen, O Lord of the meeting rivers, things standing shall fall, but the moving ever shall stay. I recite once again, I read out once again, and remember, students, this poem is for memorization. That means you have to memorize it, learn it by heart, because it also comes in exam for 4 marks. one stanza, one or two stanzas will be asked in exam. You have to write directly the poem. You have to write. If you write the poem, and it is very small and very easy poem, so you can easily learn. And question comes in exam definitely. It is for memorization. You remember, you have to memorize. It is for memorization. For memorization. Very important. This poem is for memorization. I recite once again. The rich will make temples for Shiva. What shall I, a poor man, do? My legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head a cupola of gold. Listen, O Lord of the meeting rivers, things standing shall fall, but the moving ever shall stay. Now here, in the beginning of the poem, it seems as if the poet Basavanna is not happy with the God. The reason, he is complaining to God. The reason why is he complaining to God? He says the rich, means rich people in the society. The rich here refers to the rich people of the society who have got lot of money. The people whom God gave a lot of money, and that money is of course given by the God. So the rich people, they can make temples. It means they can donate money and get the temple built. And he says that in this way, the rich, by giving money and by making temples, in this way they serve God. They can please the God. They can make the God happy. The rich people, they can give money and let the temple be built. They help in making temples. In this way, the God will be happy with them. In this way, they serve God. But what shall I? He says, what shall I, a poor man, do? But what should a poor man do? A poor man, he does not have enough money. He cannot get the temples built. He cannot donate money to make the temples. He is already poor. He doesn't have enough money to donate or to give in the construction of temple. So he will not be able to make the God happy, or he will not be able to please the God, or he will not be able to offer prayers to God such as the rich people. Rich people, they can give money and make temples. In this way they can offer prayers to God. They can make the God happy. They can please the God. But what shall a poor man do? Here, what shall I, a poor man? He is comparing himself as a poor man. But here, when he says a poor man, it doesn't mean he himself, but he is talking on the behalf of all the poor people in the society. What shall I, a poor man, do? What would a poor man do now? Rich people, they can give money, they can get the temples built, they can donate, and they can, in this way, they can please the God, they can offer prayers to God in this way. They will definitely get some benefit, right? If a man gives charity or donates money in the construction of a holy place, that may be a temple, or that may be a mosque, or that may be a church, right? So he will definitely get some benefit from God. God will be happy with it, with that rich man. But what about the poor man? So in this stanza, poet is complaining, Basavanna is complaining to God that God made him poor. That is why he cannot give money in the construction of temple. So he will not get that benefit which a rich man would get. So this is the first stanza. In the first stanza, poet is complaining to God about his poverty. Now, the second stanza. In the second stanza and in third stanza, in the remaining poem, the poet Basavanna, he himself is giving the solution to all the poor people. What he says? He says, my legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head the cupola of gold. We all know that pillars, shrine and cupola, these three, pillars, shrine and cupola, these are three parts of a temple. A temple stands on pillars, then there is a sacred room which is called shrine, where the idol of the god is kept. That place is called shrine. Shrine is that sacred room, that place in the temple where the idol of the god is kept. Idol, I-D-O-L, statue is kept and prayers are offered. That is shrine, that room is shrine. And cupola is the top of the temple where a dome is built. A dome is built, usually golden in color, usually made of gold, right? So he says, he is comparing Basavanna here in these three lines. Basavanna is, in this stanza, Basavanna is comparing his body with temple. He says, my legs are pillars. Legs, he is comparing his legs with pillars of the temple. The body, the shrine, he is comparing his body with that sacred room in the temple where prayers are offered. And the head a cupola of gold, and he says the head is like the cupola of the temple. What does it mean? He wants to say that if he cannot pay, donate money and make temple, then what is he going to do? He is going to offer prayer to God with the help of his body, his own body. God has given one body to everyone, rich as well as poor. They both have got a body. So he is going to offer prayer. He is thinking, he says, now here in this stanza, he is talking to, you can say, the poor people of the society. He is trying to convince the poor people of the society, and he is also talking to God. He says that poor people should not worry. Poor people need not worry that they do not have money to donate and make temple. They can do one thing. They can pray to God. They can make God happy. They can please God with the help of their body. Their body is like temple. So with the help of this body, they can offer prayers and make the God happy and get the benefits. Right? So here, legs are compared with pillars of the temple, body is compared with the shrine, the main room in the temple, and the head is compared with cupola, the top of the temple. Cupola is top of the temple, right? Which is a dome or a structure which is usually made of gold or golden in color, right? So he's comparing his body with, in this stanza, Basavanna is comparing his body with temple and trying to say that no need to worry if you do not have enough money, no need to worry, you can offer prayers, you can serve God with the help of your body. And in the last stanza, last three lines, again he says, listen, O Lord of the meeting rivers, Lord of the meeting rivers. Lord of the meeting rivers refers to Shiva, his chosen deity, Basavanna's chosen deity, God. He says, listen, O Lord of the meeting rivers. Lord of the meeting rivers here refers to Shiva. He's talking to God, and he's also trying to convince the poor people of the society. What he says, things standing shall fall. All the standing things, that may be human body or that may be any structure, temple or mosque or church, anything, things standing shall fall one day. they will come to an end. They will fall. They shall fall. Means they have an end. But the moving ever shall stay. But the thing which is moving, the moving here refers to soul or spirit. We all know that every human in his body has got a soul, and we all know that body dies. Body is standing thing, it dies, it comes to an end. But spirit, soul never dies. It moves from one place to another place. For example, when a child is born, the soul comes in the body. A child is born. When a man dies, then the soul transfers to another place. It goes back to the God. So the soul, spirit, is a moving thing. It moves. It does not come to end. But the things standing, structures, body will fall. It comes to an end. It has an end. But soul does not have an end. So soul is important. Structure, standing things, buildings, temples, churches, mosques, or human body is not important. What is important to make God happy? Soul is important. Spirit is important. With the help of soul, with the help of spirit, a man can offer prayers. A man can make God happy. A man can serve God. A man can serve humanity. A man can please God. A man can get the benefit from God. Now, after reading this poem, we come to know that things which are made of stones, bricks, sand, cement, structures these things are not forever. These things shall fall one day. But the moving thing, soul, spirit in the human body, soul of man will never come to an end, will not fall, will not die. It keeps moving. It transfers from one place to another place, from one body to another body. So that's why we call it a spiritual poem. The reason behind calling this poem, this vachana, the temple and the body, calling it spiritual is this poem, this vachana, it affects the soul of a person. It does not bring any change in the body of a man, but it brings change in the thinking of a man. It brings change in the mind. It brings change in the soul. It brings change in the spirit. It brings change in the inner self of a man. That is why you can call it a spiritual poem. Important points here are, the summary is like this. In the beginning, the poet is complaining to God that he is poor, he cannot make temple, and the rich people can make temples and get the benefit. But in the next two stanzas, he is satisfying himself and he is satisfying other poor people of the society that for offering prayers to God, money is not required, but the soul is required. Hope you all understand the poem. Read it, learn it, memorize, and try to answer the questions. And I will discuss the notes also in the next